Hi, welcome once again to M5's English language learning program, Let's Speak English. I'm Gav Duncan and I'm here on your TV screen to help you learn English. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Yes? Good. And are you ready for today's lesson? Yes? Good. Okay, well, let's learn English together. Hi, come in, sit down, relax. It's your place, so yes, relax. Are you ready for today's lesson? Are you prepared, physically and mentally? Yes? Well, that's good. We need to be in good shape. We need to be mentally and physically prepared to learn English. No we don't. This isn't a Buddhist training camp. This isn't lessons from Master Yoda, the strange green dwarf with the ridiculous ears. No, this is Let's Speak English. And we don't need training from Master Ken to learn English. Okay, so if you feel physically and mentally ready, then let's begin. If you don't feel physically and mentally ready, then we're going to begin anyway. You can always meditate later on if you need to. For now, however, it's time to continue our journey into the dark, mysterious world of English revision. Great. So, here we are, once again, sandwiched between Christmas and New Year, ready to think about what we learned in lessons 11 to 14. Okay, now last lesson we looked at what we learned in week 13. In week 13 we started to look at the past simple tense. Before we started the past simple, we checked the present simple tense, the positive, negative and question forms. Okay. Great. So we remember the verb to be in the present simple, the positive, the negative, the singular and the plural forms. We also know the question form, don't we? That's right. Now, who remembers what happens when we make a question using the present simple tense? Bingo! You're on fire today. When we make a question with the present simple, the word order changes and we add a question mark to the end to show it's a question. Do you remember? I am becomes am I. I am I. You are you. He is he. She is she. It is it. We are we. You are you. They are they. So, we know how to ask questions in the present simple with the verb to be. And we know that when we ask a question, we use the full version of the verb to be, not the short version. When we answer in the positive, we use the full version of the verb to be. But if the answer is negative, we normally use the short version of the verb to be. Are we gods of English? Yes, we are. Are we giraffes? No, we're not. Great. So, the time is now right for us to meet the past simple form of the verb to be. Hang on to your hats. Here we go. Let's look at Dave Squid. He's at work now. We can tell he's at work because we can see that he's wearing his police uniform and he's at the police station. Last night, at 11:30 p.m, Dave Squid wasn't at work. Last night, at 11:30 p.m, Dave was in bed. He was asleep. Okay, so that was the past simple. We use the present simple and present continuous to describe what Dave is doing now. He's at work. He is at work. We're using the present simple tense. And how do we know that Dave's at work? Well, we can see that he's at work. He's wearing his uniform. And we know that Dave wears his uniform when he's at work. He wears his uniform when he's working. Logically, if he's wearing his uniform, he's at work. He's working. Okay, now let's look at the form of the past simple. In the present simple, what's the form we use for Dave Squid? Well, Dave Squid is the third person singular. So what's the correct form? That's right. The third person singular form is one we have to be careful with. We have to be careful with the first person singular and the third person singular form in the verb to be in the present simple. We can't say I is and we can't say he are. With the first person singular, the form is am. I am. And the correct form for the third person singular is. He is, she is, and it is. Okie dokie, happy blokey. So, if we're using the present simple form of the verb to be to talk about Dave Squid, we say Dave Squid is, or Dave is, or he is. Fine, we know that. Now, think about what we said about last night. Last night, at 11:30 p.m, Dave Squid wasn't at work. Last night, at 11:30 p.m, Dave was in bed. He was asleep. Okay, great. So, what's the correct form for the third person singular of the verb to be in the past simple tense? Bingo, lotto, goal, shot, ace, hole in one. You nailed it. God of English that you are. Well done. The correct form for the third person singular of the verb to be in the past simple tense is was. That's it. Simple. He is the present simple form. He was is the past simple form. Bing, bing, bong, bong, bing, bong, bing, bong, bong. Okay, that seems easy enough, doesn't it? Well, if we know how to change from the present simple form of the verb to be into the past simple form of the verb to be for the third person singular, he is becomes he was, she is becomes she was, and it is becomes it was, then what happens with the other forms? What changes when we go from the present simple form of the first person singular? Well, I am becomes I was. Easy, simple, easy peasy, ham and cheesy. Well, hang on. If we know the correct past simple form of the verb to be in the first person singular and the third person singular, why don't we look at the other forms? Let's go for it. Gods of English, unite. Okay, what's the full form for the past simple tense of the verb to be? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, pigs, rabbits and fish. Here, for the benefit of your English language learning skills, is the past simple tense for the verb to be. I was, you were, he was, she was, it was, we were, you were, they were. Okay, well, that's not so difficult, is it? Where do we have to be careful? Well, the more difficult ones are the second person singular and the plural forms. But they're not very difficult. In the past simple version of the verb to be, we've got two forms. We use was for the first person singular and the third person singular forms. So, If we're talking about I, or he, she, or it, then we use was. I was, he was, she was, it was. Simple. If we're making a sentence with the second person singular, you, or the plural forms, we, you, and they, then we use were. Easy. Doreen Benchfield is at school now. Yesterday, Doreen was at school. I'm tired. Yesterday, I was also tired. You're in your kitchen learning English. Yesterday, you were in your kitchen learning English. Okay, let's hear the answers. Yesterday, Doreen was at school. Yesterday, I was also tired. Yesterday, you were in your kitchen learning English. Now, also in week 13, in lesson 63, in the 63rd lesson, we checked the past simple once again. Then we checked our days and dates. And then we had another look at the prepositions that we know and learned some more prepositions. This time, prepositions of movement. Have a look at this picture. This is in. And this is into. So, it's the same idea, but in is a preposition of place, and into is a preposition of movement. The cat jumped into the box. Now the cat is in the box. Okay, let's look at another preposition of movement, onto. Now, we know the preposition of place on. The dog is on the bed. Okay. Now, at 10:30 a.m., the dog was on the floor. At 10:31 a.m., the dog was on the bed. What happened? Well, the dog jumped onto the bed. So, just like with in and into, on and onto are connected. In is a preposition of place, and the same idea with movement is into. On is a preposition of place, and the same idea connected to movement is onto. Look at these two pictures. First we have on. Doreen's dog is on the bed, and this is onto. So, you see, they're connected, but one is a preposition of place and the other is a preposition of movement. My hat is on my head. How did my hat get there? I put my hat onto my head. Great! As people say these days, we nailed it. That's right, we nailed the revision lesson. We did it. We succeeded. Excellent. Well done. Yet more English knowledge secured in place in our brains. Okay, well, you know what I'm going to say next, don't you? Yes, that's right. We're out of time. Our 15 minutes has come to an end. So have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Monday, bright and refreshed, ready for some more English. Have fun this evening. In fact, have fun all weekend. This is M5. I'm Gav Duncan, and you are going to have a great weekend. Remember that all our videos and more are on the internet at m5tv.hu. So, have a look. Check the vocabulary out. Keep on studying. Okay, remember to have fun. I'll see you later. Bye.